Hello everyone. So in today's video, we are going to make another mini project, and that mini project will be a real-time watch. So let's move on to the let's move on to the video. First, I will click on Files and open a folder. I have created a folder named Watch, and I will select that folder. Right now, I have two pictures, images in that folder, and I will create one HTML file here, and I will name it as index.html and press enter. And then I will use the VS Code emmets to write the code. I will just type exclamation and click enter. Then automatically VS Code will give me this code. I will give it title as analog watch. Okay. Uh, Here I will like to add an icon of a watch icon. I will give real icon, and then uh, okay. I will close the bracket. Now I will move on to the body part, and before that I will also add the link of the CSS file here. Link rel style sheet and href. I will name the CSS file as style.css. Close the bracket. Then script file I will add it at the bottom, or I can do so here also. I will add it at the bottom. So now I will move on to body part. In body I will write a div section, and in that div I will create a class, and the name of the class will be clock dash container and clock UI. Make sure your spelling is correct. Clock UI. Okay, and then I will press enter. It will automatically create. Oh, acha. I have to press enter here. Then it will automatically create a div. Automatically create a div name whose class name will be clock container. I will also add this class name clock UI, and in this div I will make another div with a ID R, ID named R, and a class that's name will be clock hand, clock hand, clock hands. And then I will move on to next div. I will make another div with a ID name minute, and a class named as clock hand. The class name will be same, clock hand. So I will just copy this and paste it here, and then I will move on to the next section, next div. And in this div I'm going to create a ID with second. These three divs are for the arrows, for the pointers of R, the hour pointer, the minute pointer, and the second pointer. Okay, so uh, this is the second, and here I will paste the class. Okay, then I will move out of this div and make another class named digital. Okay, as I want a analog clock at the upper section, and below it I want a digital part where digitally the numbers will be shown that what is the time. Okay, here I will add a span tag, and its ID I will give as HR, that is hour. For hour I will give HR. Initially its value will be 0, and then another, oh sorry, I've created a div. Here I have to change it to span, and here also I have to change it to span. And a span tag is a div tag is a block element, whereas a span tag is an inline element. Here I want an inline element, that's why I have used the span tag. I will again use the span tag span, and I will give it the ID 2 minutes min, and initial value will be 00. Then move on to, I will do one thing, I will just copy this and paste it here and change this ID name to second. Okay, and that is it. This is the HTML part. We have done with the HTML part, and let's see our website how it's looking right now with just simple HTML, no JavaScript and no CSS. Here logo, I want to change the logo. It's looking, it's not, it's nothing. It's just 00 and 000. this much part is only visible as we have not done any kind of CSS here. And here I will change the logo. I will change it to clock.png. I have two images here. I will use this c.png. Okay, let's move on to, okay, now see, we have a new logo. It's looking much better. Now I will just move on to this, press Ctrl and press enter. I have not created the file. I will create the file. The VS Code is helping me a lot in creating the file and giving me suggestions. So for here I will start writing the code. First I will give star, and initially there's a margin and padding. Initially there are margin and padding given to every element in your file. So I will give margin and padding 0 0. Okay, and then I will give the border as border box. What this will do, this will, if you add any kind of margin or padding, no extra width or height will be taken for that. The total height which we have allocated, the margin and padding will also get into that. So I will write border and box, this property. Then I will move to body section. In body I will give it a background color to hash 1a 1717. Okay, and then I will move on to next section, that is dot clock. I am selecting it using my class name clock container. Make sure your spelling is correct, otherwise no CSS will apply here. Background, I am giving it an external background URL. I am giving a picture here, and in URL I will write clock.png. I will give it and set it to no repeat. Okay, and then background size I will give it background size 100%, and margin I will give it auto. Margin will be auto, and then margin from top I will give 3%, and height will be 40 view width. Oh, sorry, view. View width, and width will be 40 view width, same 40 view width, and position will be relative. Okay, so now we will move on to the media query section. In media query, media, I will give the maximum width property and it to 40 rem. Okay, and here I will write code for clock container. I will give it a height of 60 view width. Okay, and width of 60 view width. Then margin from top 12%. Then I will move on to the clock UI. Here I will give you a border of 12 pixels, that too dotted, 12 pixels border dotted, and a color of 70, 250, 220. Okay, and border radius will be 51%. You can also make it 50%. It will be I'm giving it 51% so that it will look like a circular watch. Okay, 51 or 50%, anything you can give. I'm just giving 51%. I'm also giving it a box shadow. I want the clock to have a shadow from all around, so I will give a box shadow from top 5 pixels, and from right I will give 7 pixels, 10 pixels from bottom, and 3 pixels from left. And the color of the shadow will be 07202f. Okay, uh, now I will move on to the hover part. I want when I will hover on this on the clock, I want some hover effects also. So I will select this and use the pseudo selector hover property and use the box shadow property. I will give a 5 pixels from top, 7 pixels from right. No, 7 pixels. Yeah, 7 pixels from right. Here I have uh, here this property I have to give here, and here I have to give 5 pixels. Again 5 pixels, then 15 pixels, then 5 pixels, and the color will be BA, and the transition will be 250 milliseconds. Okay, so after giving the hover effect, I am giving effect to the hour, minute, and second pointers, hour, needles, hour, minute, and second needles. Okay, minutes and second, second. Here I will give the position as absolute, then a border radius of 70%, border radius of 70%, not pixels, it's 70%, and then transform origin will be from bottom, and individually I will also give some properties to the R needle. In R needle I will give a background color to 53354A. Okay, 53354A. Yeah, and then I will give a opacity of 62%, and then I will give a height of 33%, and then a width of 2.5%. Then from top I will move it 17%, 17% from top, and from right 49%. Okay, then I will move on to the minute part. Minute, here I will give a background color hash 903749, and opacity 60%, and height to 41%, then a width 1.6%. Then from top I will move it from 9.2%. Top I will move it to 9.2%, and from right I will like to move it to 50%. Okay, here I have to give the semicolon, and now I will move on to not 50%, it will be 49.5%, 49.5%. And now I will move on to the second part, second needle. In second needle I will give a background color of hash E 84545. Okay, and opacity of 50%, 50%, then height of 44%, height of 44%, and a width of 0.5%. Then from top I will like to move this also to 6%, and from right it will be 50%. Now I will move on to the digital clock section. For the digital clock section, I will give it a height, digital, I will give it a height of 60 pixels, and a width of 200 pixels, and then I will give it display as flex, and justify content space evenly, or space around will look better, and align the items in the center. Then give it a border radius of 15 pixels, then a background color of hash FFF, and then a box shadow box shadow of 2 pixels from top, 1 pixel from right, 15 pixels from bottom, and 8 pixels from left, and give it a background, give it a color of PCC set. Okay, and margin will be inline margin. Margin inline will be auto, and margin from the top will be 100 pixels, as I want a 100 pixel gap between the digital clock and the analog clock. Now I will give some styling to the span tag, HR tag, and HR. Individually, I would like to give some uh, designing to span tag, that is for the digital section. I will give it a font size of 3 rem, and then I will go to HR, that is R section. I will give it a color of indigo, and then I will move on to the minute section. I will give this color pink, and then I will move on to the second section, second, and this I will give a color crimson. Okay, so this is the CSS part. We have also completed the CSS part. Let's check this website. See, it's now, this is my final website. Right now it's not functional, as I have not used JavaScript. So let's write the JavaScript code and make it functional. I will minimize this and move on to the JavaScript part. Here I will just press Control and click and create the JavaScript file. Now for JavaScript, I am going to write, we have few lines of JavaScript code here. So first I will set interval. This is a function, set interval. I am creating a function. Okay, and here um, then I will declare a variable named d, and in the d I will set new date, new date, and then h time equal to d dot get hours, hours. This is also a function. Then I will just copy and paste it here and here also, and change some values here. Like here I have to give it make it m, as this is for minutes, and here I have to change it from get hours to get minutes, 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 and here I have to change it to s, as this is for the seconds, and here I will give it as, write it as seconds. So now I will write HROTAEION equal to 30 into h time plus m time by 2. Okay, and then I will write m rotation. What I will do, I will just copy this once again, copy this and write it here, and then write it here also, and change the values, change it to m rotation, and change the formulas. Here the formula will be 6 into m time, and here the formula, this will be s rotation, and the formula will be 6 into s time. Okay, then after that I will just press enter and write r dot transform form equal to, using backtick I will write rotate the dollar sign h rotation, ROTATION rotation TEG. Okay, and I will just copy this and change the values for minutes and seconds. Copy, paste, and if you are a computer science student, your life revolves around the control C and control V. MQT minute. Style transform equal to rotate. H rotation here I will to write M rotation, and here I have to change it to second, and so SECONT second, and here H rotation make it S rotation. Then I will press enter and write H time is less than 10. Here I am using the ternary operators. H inner time, inner text equal to 0 plus H time HR dot inner text equal to H time. Okay, now I will just copy this line and paste it for the minutes and seconds. So here I have to change it to M time, and here also MIN. This part is for the digital section, the digital clock which we have made under the analog one. This part is for that. So min, and here I have to change it to M time, and here also min, min inner text is equal to M time. Okay, here also I have to change it to S, and then here SEC, and then change it to S, and here SEC, SEC, and then here S. Okay, so and after that comma 1000, and at the end we have to add a semicolon, and this is the JavaScript part. Now let's move on to our website and see how it's looking. As you can see, this clock is fully functional now. This is showing me the real time, my actual time. You can see it, my actual time, and here the digital one, the digital clock. You can see here my timing, my Windows timing, and here you can see the real time. Okay, so that is it for today. You will get all this code, all everything, every documentation and every assets and content in my description box. Thank you.